We're back.
We are back. We are Cinema Girl.
Cinema Squirrel.
And today we went to see the new film, Send Help. Written by the writing team Damian, Shannon, and Mark Swift. And directed by Sam Raimi. And starring Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, mostly, with a few other people thrown in.
Yep.
Squirrel, what did you think?
So, I'm a fan of Sam Raimi, and 2 scenes in this film felt like Sam Raimi to me.
Okay.
The rest did not. The rest felt like almost a stage play.
Ooh.
But if you've seen the trailer, well, of course, let's just get right into it. We discuss films like you've just seen it. That's what we hope you're doing. You're joining us to be like, we saw the film, we want to hear your discussion.
Let's just run our mouths about it for a while.
Let's just do that.
Yes.
So I didn't feel like this was a Sam Raimi film.
Oh, okay.
That's my first take. It was good. There were flashes of greatness in this. Mm-hmm. Great acting, as always.
Okay.
Actors in these films. Every film we've seen, I always think, I'm noticing, man, the actors are really, even Primate, the actors were like, we're really into this silly ape film. We're really into it, and we're going to make you believe. And this one, I felt like they really felt like they were stranded.
Yeah.
And our CEO, who's a bit of an awful person, hated it, came across. And Rachel McAdams, who wanted to be on Survivor, loved it. And that came across like she is loving being stranded on this island.
Okay, so yeah, let's just talk about like the general... we talk about the general plot. I'm not sure if I've soul searched about like the theme.
Right.
But yeah, so Rachel McAdams plays Linda Little, who is just kind of schlumping her way through her job as part of I'm going to do the thing that her boss couldn't even remember what her department was. But
strategy and planning.
Thank you.
But he kept calling her accountant.
Now I should be pulling a spear out of myself for forgetting that. But yeah. So she is a very valuable person on the team, but she doesn't have the look that the new young, hip, attractive crew, the son of the CEO has taken over. And while she was valued by the previous CEO, this guy is...
awful.
is awful. And yet this movie seems to show... This movie, I think it takes a gentle hand at times, like in trying to paint people with a little more subtlety than maybe they could have. Yeah. And I appreciated that. So basically... She's not getting the promotion she thought she would, and she's starting to steam over that a little bit, and she's still trying to prove herself, and they're on a plane she's going to be part of another presentation probably where she gets to provide the work but not get the acknowledgement for the work, when their small plane crashes just as the rest of the guys on the trip are making fun of her Survivor audition tape that they are finding and watching on the plane while she was trying to do last minute excellent work to prove how good she is for the company. Anyway, the plane crashes, she survives. It turns out he also survives. And from then on, it's a game of like, I don't know, a little bit spy versus spy, a little bit. Yeah, Survivor. It's reminiscent of Misery,
which makes me feel like the pitch was like, imagine Castaway with Tom Hanks meets Misery.
Yeah.
And they went, we love it, write it.
Oh, I could totally see that. So they just are doing this little sort of standoff for the whole time, like, until it ends. And she, like you said, seems to be enjoying the opportunity to flex these survival skills that she has gained through a whole lot of research. Now she's getting to try them out. And
they work.
He just wants to get home and get back to his regular life.
He wants to be a rich CEO again. Yeah.
So in terms of show don't tell. I was definitely smiling at this movie as it opened because they did a lot of cool showing.
Yeah.
For example, Linda Little's lunchbox in the fridge. So she's definitely a bringing her lunch person, and she's got, not only does she have her little lunchbox cooler, it's got a label from Label Maker on it, and the label's peeling off just a little bit. She's got sensible shoes that
are kind of worn.
Yeah, that are apparently have taken her on some adventures, right? Like she's saying, anyway, whatever the case, her shoes are serious shoes and survival type, better for survival. And they are not, she is not swanky sleek in the office.
Nope. Nobody seems to like her in the office.
And the movie wants to immediately almost completely paint her as like somebody who would get like shoved into a locker or whatever by bullies, except that she's listening to music. And I have tried to figure out, I remember her thinking like, oh, this music we've been listening to this whole time was coming through her headphones, and she kind of had cool taste in music. I can't remember what the song was, but I remember thinking like, oh, this music we've been listening to the whole time is coming from her headphones. So, and then when they're discussing the possibility of karaoke and she kind of wants to get invited, she's talking about her go-to song is One Way or Another by Blondie. And so she actually is kind of cool, but they're trying their best to make her seem, not unlike Misery, where we show, I'm forgetting her name.
Kathy Bates?
No, the character's name. But yeah, whoever Kathy Bates plays. Sometimes I know what her name is. Anyway, they show her like going to town and
Annie
Wilkes.
Thank
you. Going to the bookstore to see if the latest book by her favorite author is there, and just, losing her temper and saying cockadoodie and everything, like doing her little funny swears and stuff. And being awkward. Annie Wilkes was awkward. Linda Little is awkward. And even her last name, Little, Liddl, but it's like, oh, she's little. She's little. She's got not much power in the situation, and she's aware of it. She's been at this company for 7 years. She's been giving it her all. She is really good at what she does, mathematically or whatever the heck she's doing. And she's not getting recognized. They're taking advantage of her. They are presenting her material in meetings and taking credit for it. This table is set that we should be on her side and hope that somebody gets their comeuppance, really, because she's being mistreated. And that's fair to say. And yet, on the other side, when she stands up and shakes hands with the new boss, and she's got mayonnaise on her face or whatever.
Tuna fish sandwich.
And all we see from his perspective, and it's like she's talking, but all he can do, it's this like reverberating image of the stuff on her mouth. Like, there's like a little bit of even-handedness here, because yeah, I probably would be fixated on that.
And that's, to me, that was the first scene that felt like Sam Raimi directed this. Like, where she becomes like, it's like you're looking through, I can't even think of like a kaleidoscope or something. Like, she gets pushed back in the frame.
Okay.
And her lip and mayonnaise and tuna fish sandwich gets pulled right into the fore. I was like, whoa, This is like tunnel vision, as he's just staring constantly at it. I was like, that's Sam Raimi. That's him right there.
So I thought it was interesting that they let us into his point of view for a second.
Yep.
We had to be a little bit like, yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, we're
but
right
also
there.
You're terrible, and she's gone.
Right there with him.
Yeah. So that was interesting. So they crash, and she starts immediately using her skills, and she seems really, really good at this whole survival. Like, amazingly good at this whole survival thing. In fact,
and so far, we've been with her.
Yes.
I think this is a very smart film in that we have been kind of on her side, like, oh, you poor thing, look how they treat you at work. And you obviously are good at strategy and planning because, oh gosh, the guy from Allstate commercials, Dennis Haysbert, is like the higher up board member or something, telling the young brash boss, like, no, your dad admired her. She's a hard worker. She knows what she's doing. Like, so she does have some power in the company that new idiot boy boss doesn't see.
Right.
But the old guards see it going, no, you can't get rid of her. And he's like, well, we'll take her with her to this important meeting in Bangkok.
Right.
And I noticed, like, on the plane before everything starts going crazy and exploding and depressurizing and ripping people out, she's actually working hard, even though she's been upset the whole time with them. Like, these guys are morons and they don't seem to like me and I don't like them. She's working hard with, like, I found some loopholes.
Right.
And then I noticed, like, she's like, took a minute to hover over the "don't save this document" as they find her Survivor audition tape and laugh at her.
Right.
She's like, nope, I'm not working. So she was kind of making that choice. And we're with her going, you go, girl.
Right.
Delete that file. Screw the company. You can go work for someone better. And then I noticed once we're on the island, I was kind of like, oh, awful boss is kind of in trouble now.
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams does some great subtle, like, I've gone a little bit crazy on this island and I'm loving it.
Yeah. And like, if you have seen the movie Game Night, Rachel McAdams is really good in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And that got into like comedy and intrigue and even some like a little bit horror comedy now and then in that movie. Like, I'm just reminded of a scene where someone gets like sucked into a plane engine or something right in front of her. And I remember thinking, Rachel McAdams, or no, doesn't she have to do a tracheotomy on somebody in that movie too?
That too.
So like, I was like, Rachel McAdams, like I that was my first exposure to like this part of her range. And she's so like likable, kind of gentle soul girl next door kind of vibes in the midst of like, put her in these sort of violent and bizarre situations. It's a really interesting pairing. And
her comedic timing isn't overly done. It's, to me, is just great. Like, the plane depressurizes and one of her awful work colleagues is sucked out the plane, but his necktie sticks on something, so he bashes against the side of the plane with him looking through the window, also somehow screaming, help me!
Yeah.
And she just pulls down the window shade, just really quick, but it's just a nice comedic, like, yep, she doesn't even say anything, she's just like, nope, pulling that down.
Kind of like, I really don't care about you.
Right.
Like, she's already
that's what you get for teasing me.
Begun the transformation of, now I'm surviving and, I don't care about you. In fact, when she sees Bradley on the beach, she's kind of like, like it had to be this one.
It had to be that guy.
But she immediately starts caring for him, figuring out how to sustain them on this beach, and is having like a real glow up in the midst of it all.
Right.
And I do think when it comes to trying to she ain't all that Rachel McAdams. If she's all thatting someone is like giving them the glow up, then like maybe she's not all thatting her is like trying to like, can we make her hair greasy enough? Can we, put enough mayonnaise on her face that she doesn't seem like movie star Rachel McAdams. And I think the Survivor audition tape, she looked so happy,
right,
and thrilled and exuberant. And even though some of it could be definitely laughed at if you were her coworker. You know, she's so frenzied about it, her excitement about Survivor. There could be the laughs, but I feel like somebody would have had to mutter like, wait, Linda looks pretty good in this, you know? So anyway, she has the same Survivor glow up on the beach, and, you know, she knows a lot. She's able to teach Bradley a lot.
Build stuff.
Yeah.
I like how that was very done as, it's comedy gold when it's not like shoved in your face. Like, yeah, she gets the glow up, like her skin gets cleaner and clearer, and he gets sunburnt, and her hair gets this like perm frizz from the sun, and he's all ugh. And then when she's building stuff, he's like, you know, he hurts his leg, but it's not broken, but he's on like a stick for a crutch, and it's like he's trying to build stuff and it falls apart. And then next scene, she's built like a little restaurant on the beach, which sounds comical, but you know, it's still within the realm of believability of like some logs she sat on with a table and food.
Right, but it does look like he's walked up to a buffet.
Yeah.
Now, what we don't realize at this point, but you know, again, this is a spoiler discussion. Did your spidey senses go off a little bit? Speaking of Sam Raimi, did your spidey senses go off a little bit when she said, "Don't go over there"? Did you think?
And she'd already seen a boat, right?
Yes.
So I thought, spidey sense about she's lying about there's poisonous bushes and something else over there. Thorns, lots of thorn bushes and poison ivy. Don't go over there to where the big stone X is in the sky. Mm-hmm. But when we saw the boat, I didn't realize like, oh, that's staff members.
Sure.
But at the time when I saw the boat, I thought it was like, and on our left is a small island filmed like Tom Hanks stayed here for, I thought it was like a tour going by.
Sure, yeah. It definitely had some kind of feel like that. And so I sort of filed that away. Like, she doesn't want him to go over there. She doesn't want him to see that he could get free.
Doesn't want to get rescued right now. She's like, too soon.
She's enjoying the change in the power dynamic. She's enjoying, I think, getting to just have a different kind of life. She could have mentioned her bird. I feel like the true Linda Little would have been freaking out over the thought of her companion bird back in her apartment, maybe gradually becoming dehydrated or something.
Right,
you know.
What was the deal with her Lady in the Tramping the piece of toast with the bird? Like, did she want the bird to kiss her? Like, I don't know, I couldn't quite work out, like, how attached to this bird are you? But then, yeah, she would be upset on the island, like, especially when he mentions, what has it been, 2 weeks and no one's come looking for us? I think she might have gone, oh, 2 weeks, my bird.
Yeah, so
she's
that was
quite clearly a little crazy at that point.
Then again, she knew she was going on a trip. So.
Oh yeah, true.
So maybe she had arranged something for the bird.
Head of planning and strategy. Could be with a neighbor.
But yeah. So I knew, I kind of like made a little dog ear in my brain. Like, something's up over here on that side. Is it that she's just afraid that another similar boat's going to go by, or is it that, as it turns out, there is civilization on the other side of this island?
It's a rich person's private retreat.
Yes. And, you know, I love how, it's not really revealed to the very end, but she does suddenly have, not only, like, she's found a knife, like, on the beach, but she's also, just found all kinds of great, like, vegetables and stuff. Well, it turns out she's just taking them from this house.
Right.
That she's broken into and probably murdered somebody.
I picked up on that. Well, she said all the staff had left, so she just broke in, and said something like, and the alarms went off and nobody seems to care. And it's like, oh, because it's a billionaire's thing, they don't care that the alarm went off. Who's breaking in on a deserted island?
I heard it differently, and somehow I think she also killed somebody that was there, because why else would they need a food delivery?
Oh. But to your point about when she said he's like, where did you find a knife? And the knife looked so clean and perfect. And she's like, it washed up on the beach. And then calls him out on that later, like, what knife would wash up on the beach? Are you that stupid? It's like, yeah, it's metal. It would sink. So, right. So how did it wash up? I thought that was from the plane. I thought there was going to be other stuff from the plane that she sort of was keeping on that other side of the island.
Sure.
That's where my mind was going. Like, she's found like a whole chunk of plane washed up. Not, it's a rich mansion. That looked like the house from Primate.
Right.
I noticed that.
Right. Well, yeah. So, I think they spend a lot of time just doing things like he's healing, his leg is healing, they're having different meals, she's teaching him some things, they get into little bickery moments, and she'll like stalk off to another part of the island, and we'll watch him flail around and be bad at survival, and then they get back together. And yeah, I heard someone behind us afterwards saying like, I thought it was gonna be a romance too, and it's like, yeah, there never is. There really is not much.
No, because I noticed they act like an old married couple. Like, that's not romantic, the way they kind of talk to each other and bicker. It's like, oh, it's like they've been living together for 50 years or something.
Right.
Where it's just them being testy, and he wants to get saved and she's keeping the secret of, no, I don't want to get saved.
Yeah. And and that too reminded me of Misery, because you know, what's his name? It was the guy who's in Misery that's also in Elf.
Oh my goodness. Godfather 2. Why am I blanking on?
Right. James Caan.
James Caan. Thank you.
James Caan.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely like tries to like, as he's preparing to fight, and sorry, spoilers on Misery, but you know, as he's preparing to fight Annie Wilkes, also with leg injuries, he is kind of being very sweet to her all of a sudden, and she's kind of eating it all up. So I love that that in this, like, Bradley like thinks he's got a plan and gives her a little bit of this poisonous berry.
Oh, right.
And then it's like, haha, like yanks his pathetic raft that he made, you know, into the ocean, where it was like promptly destroyed.
A couple of waves and it's knocked apart. Yeah.
Yeah. Was another Sam Raimi moment when she's giving him CPR.
And barfing on him repeatedly. Yeah.
That was pretty amazing. Some of the boar scenes, even though, you know, justice for the boar.
Justice for the boars.
But like, you know.
But also, like Misery, and the policeman doing his due diligence and doing actual, you know, detective work, shows up 2 seconds later, dead. Again, spoilers for Misery. But just like that film, his fiancé shows up.
Right.
Never having given up hope.
Yeah.
And, yeah, 2 seconds later, dead.
Yeah. And like, I thought that this was another instance of the movie taking like a gentler brush to the characters, because to find out that Zuri, the fiance, is, you know, not just some, you know, self-involved mean girl, like whatever. She's actually like never given up hope on Bradley. She's here to try to rescue him. She's so excited. Like, she's got a lot of moxie, and that was cool to see.
Yeah, because she's introduced like some supermodel girlfriend, barely says 2 words, has a huge engagement ring.
Right.
Which means Linda goes, happy fiance.
Right.
Instead of congratulations. There's some great awkwardness. But then, yeah, to see her show up with like, I think it was like, you know, an older like fisherman or something was helping her on his little boat.
Right.
And they're both like, we're here. Is Bradley's alive?
Is he anywhere near this mansion right here? Yeah. Clearly there's a mansion. Yeah. Right. And then, of course, you know, Chekhov's cliff or whatever, you know. There's lots of, like, so she kind of knocks them off the cliff. She helps put them in a situation where they're falling and then helps make sure they do fall. And like when Bradley sees her hand just coming out of the surf and she's got the engagement ring on, it was like at one glance he was like, that's her. That hand with that engagement ring is my girlfriend, my fiance. Which I was like, that must have been such a distinctive ring, to just know.
Sure was.
that is absolutely, even from a slight distance, I know. But yeah, so everything just like intensifies and intensifies. And I did find myself wondering, like, well, where are we going with this? Because if this feels like misery, who is supposed to win? And they have been a little even-handed. She tells a story at some point where she sort of admits that she was married and her
abusive
husband died, and that there might be something to that. And she looks a little panicked after he tells that story. And, and he talks about how things were kind of tough with his particular family. And,
there's definitely a lot of checks and balances in this film. Like, she saved him. Like, he was face down in the sand, washed up on the beach. So she rolls him over and makes sure he's alive. And then Chekhov's smoking cliff. Like you said, she falls and he grabs her and saves her. Then she pushes him out the way when a tree collapses in a storm. And it's like, there's a lot of balances there. So you're right. It's like she did look very worried after telling him, like, I may have been the instigator of my abusive husband's death.
Yeah. So ultimately, somebody has to die in this situation. Like, the movie will just go on forever. As it turns out, the whole thing culminates in the luxury house that may or may not have a dead rich person in it somewhere. I kind of think maybe it does. And then
Well, here's my thought. Because like you said, it was great how they revealed the giant mansion on this private island was Bradley running away from her in the forest, thinks he's lost her, walks around the corner, mansion, and he's like, what the fuck? and that was great. Then when he got inside, I'm like, he looks for knives. And you realize they're gone. And it's like, wait a minute, she's got the only knife. There's no knives in the kitchen of this mansion. I thought it was her mansion. I thought it was going to, like, there was going to be this crazy, like, oh, she's been skimming money off the company because she's planning and strategy. And it's her private island. Like, somehow she wrangled it to crash the plane near it.
True. I mean, she did say at one point, like, do you ever wonder why we're the only people who survived?
Right.
Which made me wonder, like, wait, what are you suggesting?
Did
she make the plane crash?
Did she do it? But no, it just turns out it's some rich billionaire, and she found it first.
And she's speaking to him over the intercom, and and kind of maybe beautifully-ish, her final blow to him is a golf club to the head, probably.
Right.
And, she had witnessed him do the same move in his office as she was, realizing that her whole future was in the hands of somebody who really did not care about her at all. And, so the way they wrap it up, we don't really know what the steps were for her to be rescued. How, they never really deal with how does she dispose of Bradley?
I guess in the ocean. I wonder what time frame it is, because she does call him out with his pathetic raft going, I never taught you the under-lashing knot or something.
Yeah.
And then the news anchor does say, found in the shipping lanes on a small raft. So again, I think Rachel McAdams knew what she was doing and just could have built a raft and got him out of there, or could have signaled to a boat when the boats were going by on the other side of the island.
Right.
And just, chose not to. So she could have made a good raft. And I just picture, like, we're not sure the time frame after she clonks him on the head with a golf club. It could have been a couple of weeks, And then she built a really good raft and then set sail to be rescued. Like, well, I don't have Bradley here anymore, so why am I staying on this island?
Well, also she's leaving the scene of the crime.
Right, that too.
So she's getting away from the evidence because at some point someone's going to figure out.
So there's a good chance she burnt the mansion down to get rid of all the evidence.
Right? Did she erase all those like security files? Like there's
quite a few questions there, but
she's really
you go
smart.
with it.
I feel like she will. And then of
Yeah.
course she ends up, she's golfing, she's an author. Everyone loves her because she's a real life survivor, and she's driving down the road in a convertible with her parakeet or whatever.
Yeah.
So it looks
listening to Blondie.
Looks about like the same one. So I think, yeah, the movie definitely ends kind of silly, and it's funny that they do give us some touches of humanity, like when Bradley is saying like, you taught me things and no one ever bothered to teach me things.
Yeah.
I think they're, having us try to think a little bit about different people's experiences and power and the way people are born into power sometimes. And, I don't know. Like, I think we did care at least just a little bit about Bradley.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much I wasn't exactly like, yay for her at the end,
Me either.
She's a scary, creepy lady. So,
I was kind of hoping they'd both go their separate ways. Like they would come to some agreement, like we're going to kill each other on this island. And then maybe I thought a boat was going to show up, but of course it was like at night when they were having their fight in the mansion, so why would a boat stop by? But I was really hoping they were about to kill each other and then a boat would show up and they would have to stop and be like, we've been rescued. Okay, here's the deal. I won't say anything if you don't say anything. But, somebody has to win.
Right.
I wanted to point out, and this is what bothered me, this is a really small, tiny thing that probably won't bother anyone else. But looking down the lens, there's quite a few scenes where the camera is dead on to a character.
Uh-huh.
And you notice some actors are really good at, they just look a little bit off. They're not looking right down the camera at you, but it looks like they're looking at you kind of. But there's something about actors can look just 1 degree off and you're like, I'm not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There are at least 4 times in this film where I guess actors have been told, look directly down the lens.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure what, even the crazy nightmare girl, like when Linda has a dream after she's, not helped the fiancé and her little friend.
Yeah.
And is having a nightmare of the fiancé's crawling out of the ocean and then it's like, jump scare, she's a zombie behind you.
Right.
The zombie, it looks like 2 or 3 frames. The zombie is like, rah, behind her and then looks right at the camera. And I did not know why. I'm like, I really want to watch this again and pause that and be like, did I just imagine she looked right at me?
Right.
And then Rachel McAdams at the end looks right at the camera while she's driving. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I think they're breaking the fourth wall.
Breaking the fourth wall for told you I was good at planning or something. I don't know what that was for.
Right. I mean, it could have ended with sort of a Looney Tunes, that's all folks kind of think. Like, but if she drives into the sunset.
It changes the dynamic to me. Like, the crazy intense scene where she is, getting revenge for being poisoned at dinner. She gives him blue octopus and he's paralyzed. They do some very big close-ups of his face, but he's not quite looking down the lens. He's looking just a little bit off and you can tell he's scared and upset about what she might be doing.
Oh my gosh.
But I was like, he's not looking directly at me. So why did they make the choice to have some things look... Anyway, that was like disconcerting and maybe that's on purpose. I don't know, but...
Well, yeah, and we didn't even talk about that scene. But anyway, there's some really intense scenes in here.
Yep.
I think that it remains playful and it doesn't feel gratuitous too much. I would say the continual puking in the face is one. Maybe the tousling around and while hunting the boar, might be another that got, a little rough, you know, but
I did appreciate that, you know, this is from my watching Survivor Man with Les Stroud. Shout out to Les Stroud. You are the Survivor Man. But she braced the spear against the log she was against, and the boar's own weight killed it. Oh. And I was like, that's like proper hunting there.
Yeah.
Because you might not have the strength to actually stab something.
Yeah.
So let the animal do the work. And I was like, wow, someone was smart on set going, no. Don't have the CG boar, like, you know, be stabbed by her. Let it run at her thinking, I've got a meal. And then, haha, I've got a spear.
Rachel McAdams probably learned a lot
on
survival skills in this process. Well, yeah. Well, I felt like the movie was exciting. It was different while having echoes of things that were familiar. It was enjoyable. It kept like moving pretty well. Like I didn't feel like it really slowed down for me much. And it had nice little twists and turns and characters with enough shading, you know, to keep me interested in them too. They weren't just paper dolls, you know. And so I liked it a lot. And
some gorgeous vistas. I could not get over how beautiful that island was. Yeah. I wouldn't want to leave.
Right. Yeah. And that does pose an interesting question. Like, if you get to the point where you are like living your dream on an island, do you want to be rescued? Do you want to stop the person who wants to get you rescued?
You got your hand-woven shelter.
Wants to continue lording over you like he's your boss, you know.
Right.
But you could just quit, Linda Little. You could just quit.
Right, go work for someone who does appreciate you.
You don't have to kill him.
End of movie.
Okay, well, I feel like that's about all we had to say about that, right?
Yeah, and we did see a trailer for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize we'd seen that so early in the mystery movie. Like, it doesn't come out till February 13th.
Right.
Which I'm just getting to the point of, if you don't want to watch our discussion because you're like, I don't want spoilers on that film, well, then go see it. February 13th. We cannot recommend that enough.
And it appears there's another mystery movie coming up this Monday.
It's
PG. So my heart gets a little break.
Right. It's not going to be an A24 horror film.
But yeah, so we'll see what that is. Well, hey, thanks for listening. Thanks to all the new subscribers who've been subscribing. People have left some really nice comments.
Yeah, we appreciate those.
Appreciate it a lot. You know, definitely puts smiles on our faces and is an exciting thing to discover in the wee hours of the morning when you are like, I've done the Wordle.
And you might notice subscribers
I've looked at it, like, what should I do? Let me check our subscriber count. It went up. Squirrel, it went up. Squirrel.
It's always exciting for us. Thank you. But also, you might notice, subscribers, if you leave us a nice message, we reply. We actually read them and reply.
Yes, I feel like we will.
So keep it up, you cinephiles.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, what did you think of Send Help? You've probably seen it. What did you think? Did you like it? Let us know. And see you next time.
Bye. I certainly don't want to get on a plane anytime soon.
I know.
That was an intense plane crash.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yet another movie that shows planes are very malleable and come apart easy. You know, they actually don't, but oh well.